state of play inside the town. As you might expect, the locals are concerned that there will be reprisals for what happened last week. "No shit," Black commented. "Shut it, Scylla," Flash said, using the nickname he knew that he hated. Ripon continued. "As you know, the army entrusted security in the town to the local Shiite militia. Our intelligence suggests that the militia in the town is part of the Badra Brigade. These are men who have been trained in Iran. They are heavily armed and affiliated with Ayatollah Muhammad Abdel Hussein, a prominent cleric who only returned from exile in Iran in the last month. The locals have been reluctant to criticize the militia, but those who did said they were outlaws." Ripon clicked, and the image of the town was replaced by a grainy image of a man captured by a telephoto lens. He was wearing a black turban and robe and was surrounded by other men in similar garb. "This is Abdul Hussein. We have confirmed that he is currently in the town and living at this house." Ripon clicked, and a picture of a small 2-story house replaced the photograph of the cleric. Sullivan leaned forward. "Where's that?" "Near the Haj Jalil Mosque." Ripon clicked again, and the image was replaced by something entirely more macabre. The decapitated body of a man hung upside down from a bridge with a sign attached to the front of his dishdasher. "This is Farid Abbas, the local elder who spoke to us about Abdul Hussein. He was abducted from his home last night and murdered. The militia beheaded him and hung his body from the bridge on the outskirts of town." "The sign they've stuck to him," Scylla said. "What does it say?" "Death to the British," Ripon translated. The men chunted angrily as Ripon clicked back to the satellite image of the town. Milton raised his hand. "How confident are we that Abdul Hussein is at that house?" "Very," Ripon said. "We've had UAVs on station since last night. He was seen going in just before 10 after the murder, and he hasn't been out since." "So when do we go in and take him out?" Ripon shook his head. "We don't." "But we know he gave the order," Milton protested. "We know it was him." "I realize that, but we have very clear orders from PJHQ. We are not to engage." A ripple of anger passed through the room. "Lads," Flash said, both palms raised, "settle down." "He gave the order to attack the station," Milton continued, ticking the facts off on his fingers. "We know where he lives. We could go in, pick him up, and be out in 20 minutes. We could have him in a cell here in time for tea and medals." "Fuck picking him up," Sullivan said. "Bang off a couple of kilos of white nose under the fucker's car." Hardcastle shook his head. "Why bother? Get a drone to put a hellfire up his arse." "There's no problem that can't be solved by the gratuitous application of high explosives," Greenslade offered. "Chaps," Ripon said, and when they continued to talk over him, he looked to Flash for support. "Shut the fuck up and listen." "You have very clear orders from PJHQ," Ripon said. "You are not to go back into the town, and you are not to engage, not under any circumstances. The battle last week accounted for more than 100 Iraqi dead. The determination has been made that taking out Abdul Hussein now would destabilize the town even more than it already is." "Who made the decision?" Milton said. "It's political," Ripon said, with a capital P. Milton didn't let it go. "So we forget what happened?" "No, we don't. You're right, we do know who was responsible, and he will be brought to justice. The order has been given to pacify the town, but to do it properly this time, in numbers. 1 para are going back in, and this time it's going to be a battle group deliberate operation. They'll find Abdul Hussein, and he'll be arrested and given a fair trial. We can't afford for this to look like a kangaroo court. The locals need to know that there's due process and that we'll follow it." Ripon turned to Flash.